Good morning. My name is John Durand and I'm president of Terminal Business Velocity. Today I'm going to be showing you our latest version of our web application. We have multiple suites of application, desktop, hosted, as well as the web version, which all interact with your data. In this case here, I'm going to go and log in to a database online using the web version on my mobile phone. It's an Android phone. This will work on Android phones, iPhones, Android tablets, iPads, smartphones, Blackberries, and so on. So let me give you a little tour of what the system has to offer. Alright, when first logging in, what I find is I have an option of logging off the system, seeing what's new in the application, options, which will give me choices of selecting things such as the color scheme to use, which theme, so on, features that you may want to have or not have, such as showing a company tree, using advanced finds, and using our new look. Simple features that you can enable or not. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to skip over the task list and I'm going to go to the Find button. Find is where I can actually look up anything. So this is a good tool for salespeople as well as technicians as well as managers and business owners. I can search by job, but here I'm going to go and look by company. Now with an ID status of anything, and the company I'm looking for is called San Diego Laboratories. So let's spell that correctly. Alright, and we get returned one customer that has 4 different locations. One in Santee, one in La Jolla, one in Escondido, and one in Serrano Valley, all in California. So I can direct my research now more into a specific location of that customer. In this case, I'm going to go to the UTC clinic in Serrano Valley. Immediately it brings me into the main page for that location, which gives me access to activities, contacts, contracts, quotes, and overall information about that location. You'll notice I also have a nearby location option there. The nearby location option is there to give me access to go and find other customers in the vicinity of where I am. Could be used by sales folks who are just doing a tour and going to visit customers. Could be a technician who's looking for more work to do that day and wants to find who's the closest with a preventive maintenance. You see I have 48 pages of people within a range of 5 miles. And I could simply click the show on map to actually see all of those locations and perhaps get driving directions. Back to my company, San Diego Laboratories. I'm going to go back to that clinic. And now we see that we have a lot more things that we can actually look at from this standpoint. And we're going to go and look at activities. The first thing the system will do when clicking on activities will show you those in process, meaning those that are scheduled but not completed. And as you can see, we have things going all the way through 2013, including contract renewals, phone calls for contract renewals, to-dos for people in the office to prep the renewal contract, as well as pending visits for preventive maintenance in there, and internal to-dos about notifications and renewal as well. Now, I can also look at what has been cleared in the past. So as you can see, I have 2 emergency calls there, and I'm going to take a look at the first emergency call, find out more information. Now I can see a lot of information about the call itself, when it was sent out, and so on. I have the contact information, but let me go to the field service reports and find out what was done that day. I can tell right now it's a UPS on which the call was done, and the manufacturer was Alpha. And let's go and see what was said by the technician at that time when we went to do the service. You see I have options on top for specific readings, test readings of that nature as determined, based on the equipment type and the job type. We'll find time and mileage, we'll find service parts that have been replaced, and UPS details. At the bottom, I have my arrival, departure, the status at arrival, was offline, was online when I left, no follow-up required. I got some notes here. So the technician said main PDU caused the error, and recommendation I think is need new PDU. Signatures can be captured with any of those devices as well. And just looking, there was no signature on this one. You have up to 3 signatures you can put against a job. And if you clicked on signature, I'll just show you what the signature block would look like. That's where your customer can sign, and flipping it sideways, I'll give them a full screen to actually sign on. And switch it back the right way, and just hit the save button. So back to our actual service report itself. Let's go back on top and see what sub information is there. The readings are, like I said, it's determined one time at the beginning of the system what to be done by a technician on what equipment given what circumstances. So, such as communication connection as a reading, alarm reviews. All of these things are things that I told the technician need to do when doing an emergency call on a UPS. So as you can see, there's a lot of voltage information. All of this, the drop-down list, they're all user-defined. Everything is defined by you. Time and mileage, let's go and see if there's an entry in there. And the time and mileage, I see there's one entry. It's myself, arrival date, April 21st, 2010, and it was an hour and a half labor on site. Don't see any mileage entries. Let's go and look if there was any parts replaced. Under service parts, I see an EPE fuse for 500 volt, 25 amps. So that was used on that job. And last but not least, the UPS. So as I'm getting there, I may want to have known, more information about the UPS. What's the status versus in the contract? It's in the contract. It's an alpha. The model is 2330C. There's no serial number, but who's the contact for it? Date manufacturer, last time it was serviced. But I also have details, which is user defined as well. So if I click on details, this is what I care to know about a UPS, which is the number of fans, the color it is, the external bypass mode, which mode does it come with, and that again, drop down list, MBB. The KVAs, volts in, volts out, things of that nature. So I have full access to all the information about the piece of equipment before even going on site. Now coming back to my actual location record, those were the activities. We also have contacts. I only have one contact here. It's Jerry Morris. He's the primary contact, and if I click on him, I'll have more information about him. I have his phone number. I have his email address. If I clicked on the phone number, the phone would automatically dial his number for me. If I clicked the email address, I'd automatically be sending him an email. Any notes, any create date, and so on, information about the record. Following that, I have contracts. And contracts are going to be split in two. As you can see on top, it is the active contracts. And if I go on the lower level, it is the other contracts. Now looking at one contract in particular, it shows me it's full service, who's the manager. Going back to my actual contracts, now I can look at the expired ones. I can look up anything from the past, present, what's being, serviced, what is covered, a warranty. Let's take a look at the warranty, and I can find out, was there a job done on the warranty? Yes, there was a job done on a Mitsubishi 2330C. It's Unit B, and I could find the details about what was done on that. Back to my final one at the bottom is the quotes. In this case, there is no quotes, but it would be a list like that, and I could click in and find what was quoted, what prices, and so on. Now, we're going to go back to the query screen just to give you a little idea here. Like I said, you can search on a whole bunch of things, but such as job, company, contact, full name, last name, location, field service report number, a quote that would have been handed out. And we can also go back to the home page here and go and look at a task list. Okay, so I'm going to look up tasks for this month. I'm going to select this month. And service type, I'm going to say anything. Calls, meetings, anything. So everything that's happening in the company right now. To-do activities, internal stuff, everything. Any activity. And I'm going to say, show me the ones that are cleared and not cleared. And I don't care about who manages or who assigns to, but I could filter it down to a specific individual or manager. And here's the list of activities for this month. It's page 1 of 10, so you can see there's a lot of activities. We have to-dos in there, phone calls for contract renewals. We have to-do for progressive billing. So we're generating progressive billing on them, and this is going to be reminders for the billing people to send out the invoices. Here's a reminder for service, pending service, so the dispatcher will be reminded on that date. Call the customer, set the appointment for visit to the site. So, in hard scheduled services versus pending, now you can see everything that's happening, and I could filter it out, just find out what a particular technician is doing today, or a particular clerk, or even a salesperson. So I can track this from anywhere at any given time, just using my phone, my tablet, whatever smart device I have available to me. And that concludes our demonstration of our mobile application, and I hope you'll look at other videos we have. Thank you.